there. It's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay, let's get on with the show.
Every week's an epic feat. They shed light on what's the trend. When will the madness ever end? From movies to the latest shows, you never know how far they'll go. Come aboard and take the ride. Let's uncover what's inside. Warriors of the night, here to fight. Pop culture explosions in the spotlight. Tune in for laughter and some cheers. Legends rising through the years.
Hey, everybody! What is up? Welcome, one and all. Today is Tuesday, February 11th, the year of our Lord, 2025. This is Pop Culture Warrior. I am CQ. This is the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. Like I said, I'm CQ. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. I feel like I got a nice color today. I feel like I got a good vibe going. It reminds me of the old 80s 3D, the blue and red glasses, or the Spider-Man animated series, how they always have that red-blue effect. I'm really digging it tonight. I'm feeling myself. I am feeling it. If you're out there, if you're watching, say hi. Let us know you're watching. I didn't even check to see if the chats were working tonight. I should probably do that at some point. Curtis said, I love this song. Thank you. I love it as well. Let's see. I'm going to bring up the chats. While I do that, let me introduce the very fine co-host for this evening, for the festivities. Everybody, it's Angry Elf. Whoa!
Hello there.
Hello there.
What's going on?
What's good, buddy? How you doing? How you doing? How we doing tonight, man? It's been a minute.
Is this the first show that we've done together in the new year?
In the 2025s, in the 25s. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I
mean, it seems like the last few shows that I've done, there's been a Marine sitting on the other side.
That's right. That's right. There has been. Speaking of has been, boom, roasted. It's been, so I can't be laughing because I'm still recovering. Oh God, I should have probably put in a cough drop or something. So yeah, last week we didn't have a show because I got hit hard and sudden. Like my kid was sick, and then my wife was sick, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna make it. And then like right on midday Tuesday, I was like, oh God, I'm going down. I'm fading fast. And then by the time showtime rolled around, I was like, I can't do it. And so no show.
It was a bad choice.
It was such a bad choice. But I'm here tonight. I'm more or less ish good enough, sort of.
Your death warmed over. All right.
Oh man, like that one green thingy. God, so sorry. Mute button. Who's saying mute button? Can we not? Can they not hear us? Hello, check.
Hello.
All right.
Hold on.
You should be able to hear me because I see the little sound thingy moving. So I'm assuming. Hey, what's up, Tom? How you doing, man? I see Billy. I see Pete. We got sound, right? You should be able to hear.
Yeah, I went over to the old YouTubes on the
people just trying to mess with me, because they know that's my thing. Jacking up the audios and the visuals and the things. Listen, you know what? You come here, bring camera in. Ease up, man. Ease up. Seriously, it's like, dude. It's like I've done this like once this year. All right, give me a break. Give me a break here. Yeah. All right, take it easy on me.
Hey, if it wasn't for Mike getting crown poisoning, I mean, he would be here running the show. So I mean, pretty much.
Loud and clear for Facebook. Thanks, man. So many things. First and foremost, like I said, I'm finally getting back up to speed. I'm like at 80% right about now. Good enough to do a show. Camera
taking that serum.
I know, right? I thought that's what they injected us when we were in basic.
I wish we got the superhero super soldier. I wish we got that.
We got the abomination version. It just turns people into angry, mean, fucking alcoholics. So I am almost up. I can hear you. Angry Elf is cool too. Susan, thank you. So no, I'm just, God bless my wife, man. Took care of me. Bro, I was 3 days in bed. 3 days in bed, dying literally dying. And I'm just like, I was telling her who to send my stuff to. You know, I was like, all right, so the helmet is, you gotta send it to Mad Mike, and then this, the lightsaber, that one goes to Angry. I'm like, I'm just giving away my stuff at that point because I was just dying, and giving my last will and testaments. But I'm doing better now. I'm doing better. What? What?
I said good.
Good, good. I gotta get back into the rhythm of things. Gotta get back into the rhythm. What was I gonna say? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I don't know what I had last week. Yeah, it's going around. It's going around. The good news. Lost a finger and he's okay. Sick and he's dying. Yeah. You know
Wait a
what?
minute.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I like that. But Taco fell out of thy nether regions. Oh, the humanity. Angry Elf heard he's getting a lightsaber, so Siki's gonna disappear for the rest of the year. Nice. You know what? You know what? You
I
guys
mean,
are.
I've got two right there.
Oh man. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. It's weird. Like I'm not seeing certain comments. So I'm just gonna leave that open. Because I'm not seeing certain comments. It's weird. It's like filtering some out.
Oh,
Anyway,
AI is taking over.
the A is taking over. The finger is making a comeback. Yes, it is. Uh so the good news, I was very excited. I was just telling Angry Elf here, is that FTX is back this week, Friday. This week, we're doing FTX. We have a poll live on the Patreon right now. If you're a Patreon member, even if you're not like a paid patron, there's like free version. So if you're a free Patreon member, you can still vote on the poll. Basically, I've got a bunch of new games, and I left it up to the audience to determine which game is going to be played this Friday. And I hate to say it, but in the lead currently is Hello Kitty: A Day at the Park. Is currently in the front runner of what game we're going to play on FTX. So by all means, please join the Patreon. Even the free version.
I'm going to go vote right now.
Even the free version, join and vote for something else, because I put it in there as a joke, and it's backfiring. Yeah.
Can you guess which one I just selected? Can you guess?
Oh, please God, not Hello Kitty. Anyway, hello. The other super cool thing is, it's something that I've been hinting at for a while. It's something that I've been elusive for a while with it, just because I was like, you know, these things, they say they're gonna happen, and then it falls through, and then whatever. For the longest time, and I mean 7 months, I want to say, I've been working with a designer, and we've been working on designing a truly one-of-a-kind game table. So it's something that I've had. Yes, don't look too shocked. It's been in my mind for a long time, and it took me a while to find the right person that could assist with this. And great dude, and he'll get a huge shout out once it's in hand and delivered. But needless to say, it is beautiful. It is gorgeous. It is. I've seen the pictures, and it is currently in transit to my secret bunker. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Can I ask you a question? Do you have a GoPro?
I do. Yeah, I have multiple GoPros actually.
When you move it down into your man cave, can you record? You know, because I just want to hear somebody say pivot.
I don't know how comfortable I am recording what I can only assume is going to be the downfall of my back as I blow out 3 spinal columns and just and then have that
You have
thing
3
land on
spinal
top of me.
columns? Because I only have 1.
I've stacked them onto each other. They're fragments of what's left. Maybe that's a Patreon exclusive. Like, watch CQ get crushed to death by the game table he helped design. That'll be a world exclusive on Patreon. Only on Patreon. The death of CQ. But it's so cool. When I say we've labored over every design choice, color, fabric, shape, dimensional size, height, like everything. And probably the coolest feature of this table is something I've not seen done anywhere else. It's built like an octagon. It's built in, octagon shape. And imagine, if you will, the center, not even the center, the majority of the playing surface, actually. Imagine like one giant disc. And so the internal table rotates. So if you're playing a game like, let's say like Monopoly, you always say, hey, can you move my piece? Because it's like on the other side of now the whole play surface rotates. So no matter where you're sitting, you'll have access to everything that's on the table. It's just such a cool, it's like a lazy Susan built into a gaming table. But yeah.
And see, I thought you were going to say it came with a cage, so you could have cage matches in the octagon.
That might be something. That might be something. That was an idea pitched. Believe it or not, if you watch FTX, that was an idea pitched. There's a separate offshoot room that we were talking about turning into like a Thunderdome style, like maybe build a pit and then have like a iron cage dome over it, and yeah, it's a whole thing. So we'll see.
For those times when there's a tie and you need to break that tie and you don't want to go in overtime, you just go, let's get in the Thunderdome, bitch.
Invite Brad Williams. That's good. Yeah. No, there's definitely. Let's see. Edward Barlow says, I vote strip poker. Yeah, man, we might get in there. I don't know. Whatever the Patreon wants, man. Whatever the Patreon wants. That's what happens. Please vote for Duke Nukem for president. Oh man. I know you're live. Let's see. Is it? Oh. Yeah, apparently on Twitch it says I'm playing football. I gotta fix that Twitch setting. It's like we're not playing football. What else? So hopefully, I mean, the best would be if it somehow got here before Friday. That'd be awesome. If not, definitely the next FTX. It should definitely be here. So I'm super excited because it's something I've been working on for months, and to see it actually come to fruition is awesome.
How is it coming? Is it coming UPS, FedEx,
No,
DHL?
Private, like freight delivery. Like it's not a little thing.
I understand that, but
it's a big
there's
thing.
there's FedEx freight and all that stuff. I was
Yeah.
just saying, if it's coming FedEx, you'll see it sometime before Christmas. God, I hate FedEx.
No, luckily not that bad. No, it's like a freight company that does that stuff. But one quick shout out.
We're gonna have to fly it in by Chinook.
Oh God, if only. I'm rocking one of our new "Talk Nerdy to Me" t-shirts.
Oh,
We've got all new merch, baby. All new merch in the merch shop, PCWgear.com. PCWgear.
I'm rocking that Michael Myers.
Wrong season, buddy. Wrong season.
Wait a minute. It's always Michael Myers season.
It's the wrong season, man. So you get an interview and talk about. Wait, Amazon Pride guy's side hustle. He'll get an interview and talk about it's in his future interview. Yeah. Okay. Was there? I feel like there was something else I was gonna was gonna mention. We got a lot, dude. There's so much coming up this year. Honestly, I'm like overwhelmed just because like so much shit's happening this year. Obviously, we're gonna be at the conventions we always at. We're gonna be at New York Comic Con. We're gonna be at Awesome Con. We're gonna be at Fan Fest Expo Philly. We're gonna be at Galaxy Con Richmond, Virginia. But this year we got some new things on the horizon. We're going to San Diego Comic Con,
They came back.
baby.
You got your thing. You got your press passes.
I've got my press pass, yes. Right now, so I've been authorized one press pass. I'm fighting because I was supposed to get more than that. But as of right now, I've got one press pass. I'm working on getting more, but we've got San Diego Comic Con. Something really cool that's new for us this year. We're gonna go to Toy Fair NYC, which is, I mean, it sounds like a toy convention, but it's really about collectibles and things, and it has a huge contingent of board games and indie game developers and things like that. So I'm gonna take that opportunity to, you know, network and see what we can do about getting all types of things for FTX and things. So very excited about that. Let's
I'm
see.
trying to
Go ahead.
talking about conventions.
Do
I'm
it.
not. I'm not 100% on it. I've got to wait for the work schedule to come out. But I'm trying to go to Toylanta at the end of March, just north of good old Atlanta. Um, so I'll let you know if I get on that because that'll be a good one. Because if I do, I will be making a trip down to the home of the infantry afterwards.
That's
Just
awesome.
to, you know,
That's awesome. If you
you know,
need if you need help getting some press passes, man, let me know. I've become a pro at applying for press passes because I've done so many.
well, I mean, it might be short notice, but next year if Toylanta's worth it,
Yeah,
so we'll see. Yeah,
that's the dream. Yeah, and dude, and it's more than just me too this year, which I'm so excited about. Like you going to different conventions. Mad Mike was supposed to be at MegaCon in Orlando this weekend. Unfortunately,
that's
got
right.
sick. Literally got a bad leg infection or blood infection, bone infection, some type of infection, and
Oh no,
yeah, so he's doing all right. He's getting the care he needs, but it was a big bummer, and he wasn't able to go to MegaCon. But we got like Nemo's going to was it like BlizzCon and PAX East, and so like the team is really uh expanding and really going in new directions, and I'm so for it, man. I'm so fucking for it. I have another guy that's gonna kind of be joining our team behind the scenes, helping with videos, content creation, and also he's like huge into like music, so going to different concerts and things. And so that might be another offshoot of the Pop Culture Warrior brand, is having this guy that checks out concerts and gives us a peek behind the scenes and things like that. So yeah, very excited that the channel and the team keeps growing and the concept keeps growing. If anyone out there has ideas or wants to join the team or wants, has a unique spin on something or an idea for something, let me know, because 2025 is all about growth and new. That's been my mantra this first month that's passed, is new, growth, and yeah, bigger, better, uncut. Well, that part I can't do, but
sure you can.
let's see. Wayne, I've been to a few smaller ones, but San Diego, phew, I've seen some awesomeness come out of it. Yes, 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 yes. Uh, Billy wants to know what kind of interviews are in the pipeline. Interviews. Yeah, it's been a minute since we've done an interview. So speaking from the hip, I had stuff that was scheduled for January. We were going to hit it hard with interviews. If you've watched the news at all of Hollywood was on fire. And so I basically canceled everything because I really feel like it's a hard thing to be like, hey, let's talk about your career. Oh, is that fire in the background? Are those sirens? Oh, because you're in a hotel because your house is on fire. Got it. So yeah, so I kind of wanted a lot of that to settle down before I start knocking on doors. I do have a lot of people that are like, hey, just, let us know. We'll come on the show and whatever. But I just, it felt weird, right? Like to have this very like, hey, and when you did this thing and have this positive and all the while like the world's burning around these people. So yeah, now that things are settling down, we'll have interviews coming soon. Lot of cool stuff. Lot of cool stuff in the pipe for that. And yeah, so stay tuned. I'll announce more stuff as we start locking things in. So it's an Australian barbecue. Jesus. Greek brother with you. Everybody wants me to take them to San Diego and all these different listen, y'all pay your own flight. Like, that's the thing. A lot of this stuff, I can get you a ticket. You're gonna have to pay for airfare and hotel and food and all that stuff yourself. I'll get you a ticket. That's not that hard. Believe it or not. Well, San Diego, that's the tough one. Everything else, I've been very lucky to get tickets for. All right, enough pandering. Dude, I can feel like your lymph nodes when they're like swollen. I feel like I have a softball on the side of my neck. Like it's just like I look in the camera, I'm like it doesn't look, but it feels like I have a anyway. Like those frogs that are like like I feel like that's on the side of my neck.
Man, like Doc used to say, change your socks, drink water. Here's a Motrin, and just, yeah, exactly.
Insomniac says, "Where are you from, CQ? Where am I from? Oh, I'm from everywhere. No, originally from New York City. Originally from New York City, and I've lived just about everywhere under the sun at this point. So yeah, currently in the DMV area, we'll say the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Must take some vids from the con. Yes, that's your lymph node.
When you said
Yes.
DMV, I thought you meant your man cave is underneath of DMV.
Yeah, the Department of Motor Vehicles. That's exactly where it is. Oh man. All right. So, couple things. First of all, was it me or was the Super Bowl just boring this year? Like it just felt boring. Like
Great.
I don't care who won, honestly. I really didn't.
Yeah.
And I like it's because the Eagles won. Like, no, I would have been fine if the Eagles won. I would have enjoyed a more competitive game. But like the commercials weren't good.
Here's the problem. And this is the problem with these commercials now, especially we've got the internet, because I didn't realize it until this morning, but like the Dunkin' Donuts Ben Affleck commercial,
Mm-hmm.
there was like a almost 7 minute version of that commercial. And we saw like what?
30
The
seconds.
60-second, maybe 2 minutes, whatever it was. But I just stumbled across it online and I'm sitting there, I'm like, holy mackerel, there's more to this. And so that's the problem. Like nowadays, and this has been like the last, I don't know, we'll say the last 2-3 Super Bowls, you'll get the trailer, you'll get the 30-second trailer because it's what, $1 million a minute or whatever it is now.
No, the current running
And
time is 5 million for 30 seconds. The current
okay,
rate.
so but and that's the problem. So they'll spend the 5 million for the 30-second trailer, and then they'll throw a QR code or a URL at the end of it and says the rest of the trailer's online. You're like,
Yeah.
man, I can remember Super Bowls where you sat there, and especially if you were a non-sports ball fan, and you just came to the Super Bowl to watch the trailers. But now half the trailers are out. What was it? Oh, the new Jurassic World trailer, and what was the other trailer that dropped?
The
Um,
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four dropped earlier in the week, and you're like, I thought this would have been a Super Bowl thing. No, they already dropped it, and it's get it over and done with.
Mhm.
And I'm like, all right, whatever. I came to watch, the Chiefs get shut down, which they did it themselves.
Yeah, you
You
got
know,
it. You got what you
yeah,
wanted.
I did. I
Um,
got what I wanted.
no, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just it. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like is everything getting worse, or am I just getting older and grumpier? Am I turning into one of those old men where just everything's the worst? It feels like everything's worse. It feels like it's not me. Everything else is
Well,
worse, but it could just be
it's a
me.
little bit of column A and it's a little bit of column B. It absolutely is. But the problem is the trailers leak, or not leak, but get
No, they're
released.
released early.
They're released early before the game, and it's like, come on, man, that used to be half the thing. Like the Super
Yeah,
Bowl had to, you would have the funny, well, like the Baja Blast commercial.
the seal.
We saw the
Yeah,
I
seal
saw the
sing the
Baja
seal.
Blast commercial, like the Seal commercial was released a day or two early, and you're like,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah,
So now I don't even the commercials start. I get up and I go, use the restroom or refresh my drink or go check on my wings that are burning in the oven. And yeah, I'm like, I don't care. I mean, yeah, I've got the phone with me in case the game comes back and I can watch the game, but I don't care, you know. And if I miss a
yeah,
commercial, there's usually some website that gathers up all, this is the article that's got all the best commercials, and this is the article that's got all the worst commercials. And I can
yeah.
sit there and spend 20 minutes and watch all the commercials from the Super Bowl on Monday morning, sipping my coffee.
It's true. It's true, man. It's true. But anyway, it is what it is. All that to say, they did release a new trailer for Thunderbolts coming in May. Now, I've said this once, I've said this a million times. Like, I love to see a good teaser trailer well ahead in advance, right? Because it gives us a sense of what this movie is going to be. And then I like to see the first official trailer, which this pretty much is the first, like, official full-length trailer. After that, I don't want to see another thing until I sit down and watch the movie, because I feel like the more trailers you watch, the more they give away, the more desperate they are to get you in the seats, so the more they're gonna throw at you. And I like to be surprised. I like to enjoy
Yeah.
seeing something on the big screen for the first time. So that being said, please enjoy with me the first full-length trailer for the Thunderbolts coming out in May, which this will be the last thing we show, the last trailer we show of Thunderbolts, because I don't want to be spoiled anymore after this point. So let's check it out.
Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming. Who will keep the American people safe?
There's some big threat out there, and you are gonna help me stop it.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that guy.
So none of us comply? So what, we all just punch and shoot?
I can't think of a worse group of people trying to work together.
Everyone here has done bad things. You can't escape the past. Hey, it's like your mind is somewhere else.
So you could do something about it now, or live with it forever.
This could get messy.
No shit. You thought you were gonna be some great saviors? You can't even save yourself.
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
Okay, that was really good.
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
God, thank you.
This has makings of team that can rise to glory. Bring light from the darkness. This team can be the heroes on the Wheaties box. with a little guinea toy.
Alexei, have you slept?
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I'd like not to die today, so maybe somebody else should be driving.
And there you have it. Thunderbolt, which Keith made me laugh because he's like, yeah, talking head isn't distracting or anything. The Revengers. Yes, Wayne, it is the Revengers. Can we talk about how Taskmaster's clearly dead for most of the runtime? I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought of that. Like, there's only two. Again, see, and this is the problem with trailers. Because for as much as they say, it's also the things that they don't say that give away much of what the movie will be. Like, if you noticed, damn near every time where they've shown Taskmaster as one of the key core members, it's been like the same clip of her every time. And everybody else, they show different clips, different outfits, different lines, different, things. And it's like, nope, Taskmaster is obviously in it for like all of 5 minutes and is killed to show how serious this threat is. But it's so clear. It's so clear by the way it's cut that yeah. To do it. Well, I guess it's not spoiling anything if I don't actually know it's in the movie. I'm just pulling from comic books. There was a scene in the comic books, you probably remember this, where Sentry went fucking nuclear and basically ripped Ares, I think it was. He ripped him in half.
Oh, he's done that to several characters because he also.
But that was like the first
Ares.
one. That was like the first big one.
Well, the first big one was it was when he was introduced. He ripped Carnage in half. He took him up into orbit.
Oh yeah, but Carnage was a bad guy, so it's fine. It was when we saw him do.
Ares was like barely a good guy.
He's like Punisher. He's on the good side of bad guys.
Yeah, he's a good bad guy. An anti-hero.
Yeah.
I will agree to that. Yes.
Anyways, my point is, I wouldn't be surprised at all if, like, coming out of the first, act of the movie, they introduce Sentry and he's just like, just to show, oh shit, this is real. Yep. Oh my God, he killed somebody. Because she ain't in none of it.
They'll kill her, but it'll be this. Hey, this ain't no James Gunn freaking Suicide Squad.
Right.
And
right.
By the way, I hate to say it, this movie gives me Marvel Suicide Squad vibes all over the place.
But I mean, I agree. But that's what the Thunderbolts were. I mean, like, you know what I mean? So it's like Thunderbolts.
Later incarnation of the Thunderbolts were.
Yeah. They were prisoners turned into a team of good guys in order to commute parts of their sentence, which is Suicide Squad.
Oh, yes, but the original version of the Thunderbolts was, if you recall, yeah, I know, but they were bad guys masquerading as good guys. I'm a nerd on a pop culture
now
show.
Now you're Dark Avengers was, when they're trying to replace the Avengers with counterfeit parts that were actually bad guys dressed as good guys. Yeah.
But that's the second time they did it. The first time is when the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, were missing after the Onslaught event, and Baron Zemo decided to get a group of villains together to create this whole new team. Now, I mean, I don't have a problem with the way they're going about it. I'm just saying this is going to be hard not to compare it to Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Yeah. But and yes, that is true. But I also think that's what we've been talking about since there was an MCU and then when they announced the DCU. Like, it's like, how do you not compare these two things?
Compare it.
You know,
And
so it makes perfect
right,
sense that
but
they're
see
gonna compare.
here's the thing, and this is where they have the chance. They might have again, it might be like the Suicide Squad, but they may come out and it could be the better version. Now, I'm gonna say this, it's gonna be tough to beat James Gunn, but I mean, they could still do it. I mean, you've got uh what's her name? Oh, I can't remember the actress's real name, but who plays Elena Bolpovich.
Oh, yeah, Florence Pugh.
Yes, she's awesome. I keep watching that clip. Oh yes, but I love that that scene between Lena and Kate Bishop in
Oh yeah,
Hawkeye.
the
The
mac and cheese
the
hot
macaroni
sauce.
and cheese
Yeah, yeah,
scene.
yeah.
Yes, that is oh god, I love
So
that
good.
scene.
So good. She just makes it pop. I love it. Um
Yes.
the oh shit. I had a thought and then I just lost it. Fuck. I think it's gonna be a good movie. I think it's gonna be an enjoyable movie. I think that we kind of touched on it a little bit. I like this Captain America 4 Brave New World comes out in like 3 days.
Oh,
And obviously I'm going to see it.
yeah.
I have lower expectations. I
Mhm.
put this in the realm of like Iron Man 2 where it'll have some good set pieces. It'll be important, but the most importance comes out of how it sets up other things, right? Because we
Yeah.
know they're going to set up Adamantium Island. We know we're getting Red Hulk. We know we're getting like they can keep calling it Captain America. All they want. It's an Incredible Hulk story, right? Because we're getting Red Hulk. We're getting Leader. We're getting Liv Tyler back as what's her face. They're bringing in
Eddie
Harrison
Ross.
Ford is basically General Ross. Like it's
I've heard rumor
go ahead.
I've heard rumors that the Incredible Hulk, Bruce
Mark
Banner shows up.
Mark Ruffalo, yeah.
Yeah,
Probably.
like I don't know how much he shows up, but I've heard rumors that he shows up.
I mean,
So
it's hard to have a Red Hulk in a movie and not have a Green Hulk in the movie at some point fight him. Like it just I mean, it seems like it should be. Anyway, regardless, irregardless. Um Cap 4 I think will do fine. Not going to blow anybody away, but it'll do it fair. And I'm
I
really
just hope it makes
excited.
its budget back.
I think it will. I think it will. In fact, hold up. I have a story here. Here we are. So currently, Captain America 4's box office projections have dipped than their initial projections, but it's not terrible. So according to Variety, current estimates peg Brave New World for a debut between 80 to 85 million domestically during its first 3 days. Over the extended President's Day holiday weekend, that figure should increase to somewhere between 90 and 95 million. It's also expected to get a big international boost, estimated another 110 million coming from foreign territories. So it's a little bit down from what it was initially pegged at, but that would still put it above the first Captain America, but it would be a little bit less than Winter Soldier and Civil War.
See, he- here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hate today's landscape for these movies. I
Mm-hmm.
really do. I I miss like 20 years ago where a movie like this would do okay in the box office, and then where it really make its money is
The back end,
on
yeah.
yeah, on the back end with rentals and then DVD
Blu-rays,
or Blu-ray or
DVDs,
whatever
yeah.
sales.
The steel
And like,
boxes and the collection
yeah,
sets and the
like
re-release yeah.
like do you still buy physical media?
I couldn't even tell you the last thing I bought. I think I bought the 25th anniversary of Back to the Future. I think was the last, which is like my 20th copy of Back to the Future. But other than that,
I mean, my last purchase of physical media was your favorite Sony movie from last year.
oh, Let There Be Carnage.
No, that was no. Yes, Venom. I
The
bought
Last
Venom as
Dance.
a steelbook, but yes, I still buy physical media. And so I, as much as I bash Hollywood, I am a hypocrite in of myself.
Mm-mm.
I still, I love the fact that I can have a disc. Like when the internet goes out for whatever reason, or the streamer goes down, or the PSN network decides to act up again, like it did this weekend. Thank God I had a physical copy of the game I was playing. I just, I sit there and go, oh, that sucks that the PSN network's down.
Yeah, but doesn't
So I'm
but
a bit,
a lot of those though, even though you have the physical disc, they
yeah,
still have to bounce the registry, like to make sure it's not a pirated, stolen copy. So
yeah.
like even some of those games wouldn't work because they need an active, internet connection to the mothership.
The game I was playing this weekend, that new Star Wars Outlaws game, that it finally have dropped down to 50% off, and I was like, yes, please, I'll buy this for 50% off. So I was playing that, so I was
Yes.
fine. But yeah, yes, I still buy physical media, um, and it's because again, as much as I bash Hollywood, I'm like,
Hmm.
you know what, if I buy the stuff that I like, maybe it'll send a message to Hollywood to keep making that stuff. Like, you know how I supported Deadpool and Wolverine? I bought two steel books, the one with the Deadpool cover and the one with the Wolverine cover, even at the inflated stupid price. You know why? Because I want to send a clear, concise message to Disney that like this is the type of stuff we like. I went and saw it twice. I bought, all the Deadpool and Wolverine stuff.
It's
Anyways,
beautiful. It's beautiful. God,
I know. I'm a champion. I try to champion.
it's so
I
beautiful.
try to, I try to live by Steve Rogers, truth,
Commercialism at
justice,
its
and
greatest. Oh, it's beautiful. Uh, so I forgot to mention with the trailer of Thunderbolts, they also released a new poster, an official
oh,
poster, which there's the Wheaties box one, which is a clever nod to the thing he says in the trailer. He's like, oh, we like the people on the Wheaties box. So there is that version. But this one is what caught my eye. This one. So let me switch to here. And then, whew, that's a fucking tight close up. Let's back up a little bit there. And then I'm gonna bring up. Let's see where are we at. Where are we at? Thunderbolts. Here it is. So here is the poster. It is the characters in a circular motion, a la an asterisk.
yeah.
Uh, this is the thing that's been on my mind for a long time because we always knew the movie was called Thunderbolts, and then somewhere in the middle of production, it became Thunderbolts asterisks, and it was like officially part of the title. It wasn't like a cute little thing like that. It's part of the title, and for the longest time, no one's been willing to say what does the asterisk mean. What is the point of it? Now, I don't know if this is the official explanation, but in this poster, you might not be able to see it, but all the way at the bottom, in super, 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 super tiny print, it has the little asterisk symbol, and it says the Avengers are not available or something like that. And let me see if I can blow this up because you gotta
Yeah,
it's
blow it up because I'm trying to
probably
see.
Yeah, it's probably in super. All right, ready? Here we go. I'm gonna let's do this. I'm gonna do this live. Come here, you. There we go. Bigger and bigger and bigger. Probably should just do this at the beginning. All right. You see that? Asterix. The Avengers are not available. So is that the real meaning behind it since the beginning? Let's put that back. Go back, you. There we go. I mean, like, I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know.
I think this, in a certain way, because there's that point in the trailer where Bucky says we can't call ourselves that when
Yeah.
Red
Yeah.
Guardian refers to themselves as the Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, yeah.
I think this is setting up some version of, how at one point in time there's always been two Avengers teams and they
Right.
don't always get along.
Yeah, yeah.
Like in the 80s and the early 90s, you had your West Coast Avengers, and then you had the Avengers, and then at one point in the early aughts, you had the New Avengers and then the
Yeah.
Mighty Avengers.
Secret
I think
Avengers. Yeah.
I think this is setting up two separate teams because what's her name? Ellen from Seinfeld. Oh gosh, what's her character's name?
Elaine, first of all, from Seinfeld, not
Oh,
Ellen.
yeah, I know.
different
it's
chick.
Yeah.
Louis Dreyfus. Julie Louis
Yes.
Dreyfus.
Her
Who's Constantina
This-
Valentine de Fontaine.
This might be setting up the government Avengers, and then there's been rumors that Shield is going to try to start a new Avengers team, and you've got these two teams, and at some point in one of these upcoming movies, it's kind of like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Well, we're here to save the world. Well, yeah, so are we. Well, we were sent by the government. Okay. Well, we were sent by Shield. Isn't that the same thing? Not really. And they're going to have this like kind of back and forth. And it's funny, if you notice, on one team is Falcon, and on the other team
Is Bucky.
is Bucky.
Yeah.
And because they've got that friendship, that dynamic, and I don't know how that's going to play out.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. I do. Alternatively, could we see something where like Falcon and Winter Soldier was a show?
Right.
And then at the end, it changes the title to Captain America and Winter Soldier, right?
Right.
Could we see like this is at the start of the movie, it's Thunderbolts, but then like as it fades to black, as it goes like it scribbles Thunderbolts, and then it's like New Avengers or Dark Avengers or something along those lines. And that's why there's the asterisk, is because we're gonna call them Thunderbolts for now. Like that's the asterisk. It's for now, because coming out of this, they're gonna be called something else. Something New Avengers, Dark Avengers, whatever you want to call it. We have a comment from Joseph. He says, I think it's bait. They're pulling a Suicide Squad, so half the team will die in the movie and new members will join by the end, and then that's when the asterisk goes away. Possible. Very possible. Yeah, he's not saying that we're the Thunderbolts for... Oh, I see what you... Okay, so he's saying the way the trailer is cut, he goes, we're the Thunderbolts, and then the guy goes, we can't call ourselves that. He's saying it's playing backwards for the sake of the trailer, where in the movie he would go, like, let's call ourselves the Avengers. And then Bucky goes, we can't call ourselves that. And he goes, okay, we're the Thunderbolts. So they're playing it backwards for the sake of the... That's right. I could see that. I could see that.
I could see
see
it
that.
go, and I could see half those characters getting killed off, like Ghost. We've already said Taskmaster gets axed.
Everybody who has not been on screen more than once. So everybody that's been on screen just once, and that's Taskmaster, that's Ghost, even U.S. Agent. I think could be a candidate. could be a candidate. If you really wanted to show how brutal this world is, like what an iconic thing to like if you saw, Sentry or the Void pick up Captain America, basically is the resemblance of and just rip him in half, like that would be like a whole new era.
I think there's going to be another face off, a scene in the future where US Agent, Sam Wilson, and Bucky are like standing there, like I could see Sam Wilson. They all come in together. They're gonna go fight this RDJ Doom thing or whatever the big threat is, and Sam Wilson is dressed up in cap. He's like, "What are you doing here?" And Bucky's like, "Stop, stop, stop, stop. We don't have time for this. No, no." And they have that one of those arguments. Like, "I'm no, he's not gonna be here. No, and he's like, "Dude, I'm here to freaking help." And there's still a bit of that bad blood from the TV show.
Right.
I could see that.
Absolutely. No argument. Let's see. Some other headlines that I wanted to mention.
What about the other big elephant in the room?
Which one?
Fantastic Four.
Oh, yes. Yes, Fantastic Four. I have thoughts.
Sure.
First, and I it's a mixed bag. I've watched reviews and it's a mixed bag.
Yep.
I like the design of Thing. Love the
Absolutely.
design.
He looks great.
Love the design. The voice I'm not there with yet. And I know the actor because I love him in The Bear. I know the actor. I think he's a great actor, and I love his personality. But I think you didn't need to. He didn't need to change his voice, but they needed a little bit of post work to give it a little graveliness.
Yes.
Right? This is a man who is made of rock. There needs to be just, and it doesn't have to be like over the top, like, but just give it a little like a smoker, like a guy who smokes 20 packs a day. Just give him that little raspiness.
Yeah.
It's a little too clean. His voice is a little too clean, a little too pure. I don't. That's the little thing.
Yep.
It's the rest of them. Like it's a graphically. What am I? Oh, I thought you were like don't forget the ears.
For a second, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, gotcha. I like how Johnny looks lit up, right? Because that's always like a man on fire is always. How do you do that? So I think that's really well done.
Yeah.
The Sue Storm of it. I mean, the very easy thing to do is, it's being invisible. That's easy. It's always like the trick with the Invisible Woman is not the invisible part. It's the transition. That's the make or break point. It's how she phases in and out of invisibility that truly, I think, makes or breaks that look. From what we could see, it looked pretty good. Yes, and Billy, that's the point I was just about to make. At no point in the trailer do we actually see Mr. Fantastic stretching, which there's many reasons. The scenes could be very pivotal for story and they got to save it and they don't want to tease too much. The more likely thing is it probably doesn't look good. It probably doesn't look good yet. And they're going to have to tinker with it until, because that's a tough thing to, how do you CGI something stretching in a way that just doesn't exist in any outside of Stretch Armstrong. Like it just doesn't look good.
That is one of the effects that's going to be the hardest I had no fear they were going to pull off a good looking Ben Grimm. I had no fear that they were going to pull off a good Human Torch, and I wasn't worried about Sue Storm. It's Mr. Fantastic, and because the two movies from the early aughts, like, they barely got that, and it was just kind of like, "Ugh." um,
Yeah.
and you think about it, Disney, with the access to all the special effects warehouses that they have access to,
Mhm.
ILM and their own freaking special effects and whatever studios they've been using for the MCU since God knows when.
Mhm.
I mean, you would think they'd be able to figure it out. I don't know. Here's the other thing. The other person we didn't see the Silver Surfer.
Mm. Mm.
We saw the back of Galactus's head. We saw some shadows.
Mhm.
And Galactus is not that hard. That's a forced perspective thing or whatever. We didn't see the Silver Surfer. So I
True.
I want to see her in all her glory. Um, you know, uh, um, I don't know. This movie needs an well, I mean, I was gonna say it needs another trailer. We know we're gonna get it.
Obviously. Yeah. I so I just I don't know. This movie, like, I'm excited for it, but it intrigues me in a way because it's really the first Marvel movie that's like outside of
Yeah,
the sacred
and then
timeline, for the sake of argument, let's call it. Everything
yeah,
else outside of like the what if, obviously, everything else has been contained within this sacred timeline just at some point in it, right? When we did Captain Marvel, we jumped back, we did Captain America, we jumped way back, and then we jumped forward and jumped back. But this really is this is like the DCU equivalent of like an Elseworld story. Now
this is.
we know they're gonna bring them into the mainline MCU. How they do it, we don't know, but we know that. We're smart enough to
Just
know
theories. Yeah.
that they're going to slide these. Same with like the X-Men. They're gonna slide them in when they're ready. But this is the first kind of story. I know Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness kind of did it a bit, and Spider-Man No Way Home kind of dabbled with it. But this is the first
Yeah.
full story that takes place fully, outside of our universe. And it's interesting. It's interesting how that's all going to line up, and what does that mean for the future of them. And we're obviously going to get a little bit of backstory and a little bit. Then there was I saw an interesting comment, because and
Yeah.
this I hope is not the case, and that is, we know Fantastic Four as the first, that was the first family of Marvel. The original OG superheroes of Marvel. They were the first Fantastic family. But in the more modern day, what they're
Right.
probably most known for is their kids. It's fuck it, what's it called?
Franklin Richards and
Franklin Richards. Thank
Valentine.
you. Yes. And so and how powerful they are and what they mean to the universe and all these things. And someone tied, what's the name of the movie? It's First Steps, which you could equate that with, like, this is the first steps of them into the universe. This is the first steps of them as Fantastic Four. But they're like, when you think of first steps, what immediately does that evoke? And it is that of first steps of children. And there were people that are pointing out, like, oh, if you look at it in that half a quarter of a second, you look at Sue and she's kind of waddling, and it's like a pregnancy waddle, and in the one scene they're talking about their future and how far they've come, and that's gonna that's the kind of talk you'd have when you're thinking about your future baby, and like all these different things, which,
Yep.
while I want that, for the Fantastic Four, I wouldn't necessarily want to start there with the Fantastic Four. I feel like that's something you build to, not necessarily something a starting place for the series. But again, this is all speculation at this point. We don't know. More to come. But
You're
I
right.
don't know.
I don't know, and it could be how they pull them from their universe into the sacred timeline, et cetera, et cetera. And it's funny because I saw a video this morning. It was mostly conjecture, but it was talking about X-Men 97 in season 2. And it got me thinking of, okay, so that's what they could do with season 2. And then I started thinking about season 3. What would you do for season 3? And I'm thinking about like all these big bads that they've had. They keep reusing Apocalypse and Sinister. And I was like, where could they go? And I was like, wait a minute. They could go to Onslaught, but the one thing they have to introduce, if I was the showrunner, is the Fantastic Four and Franklin Richards. And, Franklin Richards is technically a mutant, right?
I
So he
mean, yeah.
falls into that, category. And I was like, oh, that would be so cool. You introduce the Onslaught storyline, but you introduce the Fantastic Four into that with Franklin Richards, and there's there was more to it. But my bottom line was, I was like, introduce the Fantastic Four to X-Men 97, bring in Franklin Richards. There's your storyline for season 3.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, yeah, I could see that.
so
What?
I was just thinking, like me, just again, I'm I get more excited about stuff like X-Men 97, um, just the possibilities of what they could do with it than some of these MCU movies, because the first season was so phenomenal, you know? It,
It would be nice. It would be nice if that, like and I think that's the idea, was that, the heads at Marvel are trying to kind of get everything in line, right? Get everything in sync with each other, right? So that
yeah.
way, instead of just, oh, we have this great cartoon and then this great movie, and like the idea that everything is kind of in sync and in lockstep. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what kind of comes about all this, in due time. I don't know. We'll see. What else? Wayne says, I heard something weird once. They had some kind of powder or something in their costumes just to put them on because their outfits were ridiculously tight. Hollywood stuff, I guess. Yeah. I'm sure they have to put like talc powder and stuff just to get that, whatever. Joe says, that would explain how Franklin Richards is an adult in art. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. So make Franklin Richards an adult in our timeline, and he brings about was it when the two worlds collide? What they
The
call it?
Incursion?
The incursion. Thank you. There's always two. I feel like they could use this. It's unrelated. But if you recall the Ultimates universe, there was this great gag. It wasn't a gag, but it was a great storyline where Ultimate Reed Richards is communicating with 616 Classic Reed Richards, and they're, communicating and talking. He's like, oh, I want to bring you into the Council of Reeds and like this whole thing. And he teaches him how to build the portal. But when he goes through it, he ends up in the zombie universe because it was a trick. It was a trick to get him to do it. But you could get a version of that where this Reed Richards, connects somehow to, I don't know, it could be Doctor Strange or it could be Iron Man for all we know, in the main MCU, because as they're doing their whole Mobius strip time travel shit, like, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, at this point, it's a sloppy mess because we know this universe exists. We know that there's a universe that has X-Men in it, right? Because we see at the end of the Marvels, she ends up with Beast and Binary, and that who knows what universe that is. So I mean, who knows? Who knows? Hey, King Smith's in the building. What's up, buddy? But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. I'm at this point. We need like a map. We need like a map, a road map, like one of those where you fold out to like plot out all the universes and make sense of all this mess.
I'm still convinced that at the end of all this, after what it's supposed to go, Avengers Doom, right?
Like what's the next Avengers movie?
Yeah, it's Avengers Doom, right?
Doomsday.
Doomsday. Okay, after Avengers Secret War, I think there's going to be a soft reboot of sorts, and I think they're going to focus on the Fantastic Four and the X-Men.
Oh, sure.
I think the Avengers are going to take a back seat, and I think it's going to be all X-Men, Fantastic Four, and I mean, and that's going to be dependent on how well First Steps does. I could, we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And so let's dump some more diesel on that fire. So we know that there's another series coming out soon. It's Marvel's Vision series, which is a spin-off of the WandaVision / spin-off of the Agatha All Along show. And the newest news, because it's been kind of quiet on that front for a while, but they've added a new actor. He's coming from the franchise. And funny enough, I got to speak to this guy back at New York Comic Con. We were talking about the franchise. I was interviewing for the franchise. And lo and behold, now he's going to be in the Marvel world. But I'm going to show this guy's picture. And bear with me for a second. There's a reason. There's a reason why I'm not just crazy. But let me pull this up. And then...
We know you're crazy.
There we go. I'm going to share his picture. This is the guy that is going to be a part of the Vision series. We don't know, like, I think he was cast, what was the name? They had his name as, like, Luke or something like that, but it was like, it's not, we don't know if that's an original creation. We don't know if they're just hiding. They have to do, like, the fake out of, like, oh, it actually was somebody different all along. The reason I wanted to share this guy, and this is dumb. This is just dumb on my part, but I'm known for not being able to pronounce people's names. Okay,
Right.
I don't know if you can see the picture or if you can pull it up, but that's his first name in the picture, and I want you to just take a stab at it. If you're at home, take a look at his name. Take a stab at it. That is his first name.
Rudy. I'm going with Rudy.
You're not that far off, actually. You're not actually that far off.
Rudy.
It's Rureed. Rureed.
Raggy.
I know, Rutro. I found a clip of him saying his own name because I'm like, I won't believe anyone else saying it, but he himself was saying his name, and it's pronounced Rureed. King says Ruarid. No, it is not Ruarid, and it's not Rory. It's Rureed. Like you almost want to pronounce the D, but then you don't. So it's like Rureed.
You skip over it. You go, boom.
Yes, Rureed. And his last name is Malika. It's Malika. It's Mollica.
Can I ask a silly question? Where's this
Sure.
guy from?
I think he's from Ireland. I want to say he's from like Ireland. I want to say he's Irish.
Okay. I was gonna think of something more Slavic.
Oh God, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. But see, now you got me. Now I gotta check. Like, I was like, I couldn't even take a stab at his name. So I was like, I've just got to find him saying it himself. Scottish Italian, believe it or not. Scottish Italian.
Buongiorno.
His full name is Rurid Silvio James McGillivray Malakia. Yeah, that's his full goddamn name. God bless this kid. I would have changed my name to Rory Mole.
Like said James.
My name is Billy. Like it's Rory Silvio James McGillivray Malika. Yes, that's his full Scottish Italian name. But yeah, welcome to the MCU. I just get used to pronouncing that because that is that
Call him
is
James.
that is a whew.
Calling him James.
I would have went with Silvio. I mean, I think Silvio is a very nice name. You just keep his middle.
All right, fine. Well, it's
Silvio
official.
James.
His name.
Silvio James.
Silvio James. There we go. All right.
Okay, nailed it. We got to be talent agents.
Yes. So Silvio James, who do you think he's playing?
That's a great question. When you just look at his face, does he not strike you as an offshoot of a Paul Bettany? Doesn't he look like he could play a version, whether it's a younger version, he could be Vision Light, Vision Pro.
Now, if they're going to pull from the comics, there is a series where Vision ends up having a family.
That's right. He creates his little synthezoid family.
Yeah, and maybe there's something with that.
Yeah. It's not a bad thought. So, okay. Oh, I found it. He's reportedly playing a character named Tucker. You get a guy named Rory Silvio James Malika to play Tucker. He's playing Tucker. He's gonna be a redneck. He could be Vision's son. He could, I could imagine this picture whited out, synthezoid up a little bit, and I could see that. I could totally see that. But again, we don't know if it's an original character. We don't know if it's just a concealed true identity kind of thing. We don't know. But he's an up-and-comer, man. He's an up-and-coming kid. I think he's gonna have a big future. He's done a couple things. I'm gonna try to get him on the show. Honestly, I'm gonna try to get him on the show. He might be too big for us now, but he's done some stuff. I got to interview him for the franchise. He's a very nice kid, very very nice kid, and was very shocked. Like he was like, I don't belong here, because he wasn't even like one of the main characters. He was like a recurring side character, and he was even like, I shouldn't even be here doing this. And I'm like, yeah, people want to talk to you.
Here's another question.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Daredevil's coming, but I don't think Daredevil's going to play in a lot of this stuff. But Wonder Man.
That's another one. That one kind of came out of nowhere.
And here's my thing about it. Don't give me another one of these MCU shows that
do nothing
is
and mean
kind of
nothing.
off. Yeah, I loved Moon Knight. Moon Knight was really good. And Moon Knight's one of those shows that give it another season or two and then bring him in. Moon Knight should have had a second season by now, right? Because that show came out in 22? Right?
I mean, don't forget, there's been the writer's strike, there's been the actor's strike, there's been, the fires, all that stuff tends to, I'm a huge fan of Severance, and it's been 3 years between seasons. So
fair, but what I'm getting at but what I'm getting at is at least give us an indication. Is
Right.
Moon Knight season 2 happening?
Unfortunately, yeah, we don't.
You
So
know,
here's the good and the bad of where like, uh, sorry, I was read the comments are funny. The problem with the Marvel universe is that it's grown so big that back in the original days, like you were like, okay, this year's Captain America, next year's Iron Man, next year's Thor, then it's Avengers, and it was this constant like. But now there's so many properties where it's like, well, yeah, we could do another Moon Knight, but we haven't done Fantastic Four, we haven't done Blade, we haven't done, so it's this balance of like they've got to, keep pumping out the old stuff that we like, but also be pumping out new stuff.
and I agree with you, and that is where they need to go back to having two separate houses, because if you remember in the early days of the MCU, they had Agents of Shield going on, and that was loosely connected to the MCU proper,
Yeah.
and they dipped in and out when necessary, but that was totally separate, and they did their own thing, and they had the MCU over here. They need to, when they did this whole let's merge it all together and do this, that, I think that's when everything got bogged down. They need to have two separate houses, the movie side, the Disney Plus show, TV show side, and they cross over, if you will, when necessary, but, you know, have, I don't know. Look, this is what we do. Kevin Feige, I know you're watching. I've got a solution. You've got several nerds here that know the material very well.
Yes.
CQ can handle the movie side. I can handle the TV Disney Plus side. And Mad Mike can just run in between the two of us to make sure that we're keeping everything,
Just yell,
toasted,
Just
continuity wise. And we'll give you honest, good product. And
we're cheap.
Yeah. Hey, look, how about this? How would you like a Deadpool Wolverine, or better yet, Deadpool Spider-Man Disney Plus show? But here's the kicker, right? They never take off their masks. So you don't need to hire Tom Holland or Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, you still need their voices, though. I mean, you still got to do voiceovers.
Well, what's his name? Troy Baker, right? Did you
He
hear what
does.
Harrison Ford said about Troy Baker?
Oh,
And
yeah,
the
he did a
new
bang up job. He said, yeah, he's better.
Yeah,
He's better. Like, that's why we don't need AI to be doing this stuff. 'Cause there's guys that can do it.
So what you do is you get guys like Troy Baker who can get it, like he got it like 98% accurate.
I'd say it was pretty
You
close.
could there's moments where you're listening to the dialogue. It's like, oh, it's so close yet. Oh, I hear it. It just tingles. But it's so close that you could close your eyes and be like, am I listening to Harrison Ford, or I listen? That's all you need. You do the Mandalorian thing. They just don't
I
take off their
see.
masks.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
They don't
Just
take
the
off their
voiceovers.
masks. They don't take off their helmets.
Yeah.
Right? And
You do the Mandalorian thing. Just cash your paycheck.
Pedro Pascal. Hey, Pedro, we need you to come in for 5 days to do
Not
voice
even.
work.
Just do this shit on your phone. It's all modulated anyway. Just do it over your phone. We'll throw it in auto tune.
Or he does it on his laptop or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, Pedro, we need you to redo scene 14, line 12. You
Join
tooted
via
when,
Skype. That's what his sound sounds like. Like he's doing this thing through Skype. He's like he's all muffled anyway.
and
Real
you got
quick.
John Wayne's.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was gonna say you got John Wayne's grandson as the body, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, continue.
I'm gonna highlight Scott. I hear you. He says, I feel like every other Tuesday is just Marvel catch-up day with CQ and his friends. You know what? That is fair. I will first say, though, first of all, I I haven't done this show in like 2 months. So, yes, it is me catching up on all the shit I've wanted to talk about and I've had no one to talk about. Because I talk like this to my wife and it's just deer in headlights. It is just, you can see her soul leave her body. It's crazy. So this is, yes, my chance to geek out about all the things I love. But, duly noted, I will work extra hard next week to not talk about Marvel at all. All right? Unless it is only the newest, hottest, most important thing that comes out. We will shelve the Marvel talk. But since we're going to do that, let's keep talking about Marvel. Because have you seen the new Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney Plus? I've enjoyed it. It's different. You have to go into it with very different expectations. Very, very different.
I as the season ended.
I think it has 2 more episodes.
Okay. What I'm waiting for is one of the problems I had with X-Men 97 is they gave us what 25, 30 minutes worth of an episode.
Right.
And it seems like it goes by like
It goes
that.
by
And
real
you're
fast. Yeah.
like, it's over?
Yep.
You mean I got 7 more stupid days till I find out what happens?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, no, that's as much as Echo was a dumpster fire
Ugh.
a year ago, I will give you this about Echo. I was able to sit down and I watched Echo, I think over the course of a day and a half or whatever it was. But I was able to sit down and watch the entire show
I got you.
straight through.
I got you.
I Netflix has ruined us. You know, and I'm at the point now in my life where I want to sit down and watch a binge entire season and be done with it in a day or two.
I got you. We will circle back on this conversation when the full season is out. I like it. I like it. But I'll just say, like I said, I'm enjoying it. It's better than I thought it would be. And, you know, again, you just have to go in with the expectation or with no expectations and just this idea of like, it's not what I think it's going to be. And I think that's the best way to go into it. And there's a lot of fun stuff to be had in it. And it's cool.
It looks like a long form what if.
Kinda, yeah. It's very much a comic book come to life. But I like I like a lot of it. You know, they've made some interesting choices in certain spots. But yeah, you know,
I like the version of the homemade suit.
yes,
That
yeah,
and
yeah.
the only thing that I'm upset with
Mhm.
is there were no figures from this show released, not even announced. Nothing.
I
You know,
think they
the
wanted
only
to
thing
see how it did first before they started producing toys.
the only thing that's come out is a Hot Toys, which and that's not even available right now. That's I think later well, obviously later in the year. But give me give me some figures, man. I want some shit. Um, you know, and speaking of that type of stuff,
Mhm.
we're talking about Falcon or excuse me, Captain America 4. There's not a lot of merch out right now.
No, I mean, there's a couple of figures and, you
There's
know,
3 figures. There's Falcon, the new Falcon, there's Captain America Falcon, and then a Red Hulk figure.
yeah,
And you go to Walmart, there's a standee, and it's got some T-shirts and some other stuff.
yeah.
There's not that much merch. That's one of the things that's kind of like got me like, Disney, are you not confident in this film?
Well, I don't think this kid or this I don't think this movie is marketed to kids as much as a lot of the other Marvel movies. Like
Yeah.
this reminds me a lot of when Winter Soldier came out, right? Because
True.
there was very little in the realm of marketing material as far as like toys and things, because it's like, well, okay, what are you gonna make? Here's Captain America in street clothes. Here's Winter Soldier with his mask on, which was supposed to be the big surprise that it's Bucky. Oh my god. You know, like here's Nick Fury in his Suburban. Like there wasn't a lot that you could market. So I feel like it's that. I don't feel like this is the kind of movie like Thunderbolts. We're not going to see a lot of Thunderbolts toys. It's just not. Eh.
Well, here's the one film that should have a lot of toys, and we'll see what happens. Fantastic Four,
I
and
do foresee a lot, especially when it comes to the little robot thing. I think that's going to be a huge hit with kids. I think the robot thing.
Herbie.
Herbie. Yes, Herbie.
So let's.
I love the design, by the way. Great design.
Yes,
Yeah.
he looks really good. Damn, man, God damn it, Kevin Feige, you fucked this movie up.
It won't be Kevin Feige that fucks it up, but I see where you're coming with.
Okay, I'm gonna blame Kevin Feige because he's the freaking
Because he's the god of this universe.
well, he runs freaking the MCU.
Yeah.
He is responsible for everything that the MCU successfully does and fails to do. You know?
Agreed.
And
That
as
is
much as
true.
Ryan Reynolds was in what's his name? Levy. Sebastian Levy, right?
Something like that, yeah. Eugene Levy? No,
Anyways.
that's the wrong guy.
Yeah, wrong guy. But anyways, as much as Ryan Reynolds and crew was responsible for Deadpool and Wolverine, he gets a little bit of Kevin Feige gets a little bit of credit for allowing them to do what they did.
Mm-hmm.
But the point of the matter is, here's my opinion. 2025 is make or break for the Marvel universe. If we have 3 stinkers, this might be it, man. And July, here's the thing. You've got Jurassic World Rebirth, then Superman, and then Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
If my opinion of it is I think Jurassic World Rebirth is going to be it's going to do it's going to be Jurassic Park $3 because that's the vibe it gives me. Superman, right now, I'll wait. I want to see it. I'll wait. Fantastic Four, man, you better come out with some heavy guns. That movie better freaking smoke.
I think it will. They're putting a lot of work behind it. So I think I'm cautiously optimistic. So, since we're running up against it, and we've done nothing but talk about Marvel, I do have a couple of other things we can talk about. Like this story out of Warner Brothers, has nothing to do with Marvel or Disney. They've released a poster for a fake movie, and I'm going to show you why. So let me pull this up. Let's go here, and then I'm going to pull up my fake movie poster, and there it is. It's called Uncaged Fury. And why is it a fake movie poster? That is Johnny Cage, played by Carl Urban, who, if people remember, Johnny Cage is famous for being in Mortal Kombat. So this is talk about an inception.
Oh yeah.
This is a fake movie poster for the real movie actor who's playing a fake movie actor in a movie based on a video game. Whew, I think I got it all enhance, analyze. It's a completely fake poster. Here, let me see if I can where'd it go? There it is. Let's see if I can blow it up a bit. Hang on. I should have thought ahead and been like, people are gonna want to see this much bigger. Let's see. Is no way to whoop, I did that wrong. But there you go. Here's the super zoomed in version, but it's Johnny Cage from the studio that brought you Rebel Without a Cage comes Uncaged Fury. And then it's just a bunch of fake blah, 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 blah at the bottom. But it's really all for Mortal Kombat 2, because if you've seen the rebooted Mortal Kombat, Johnny Cage, Carl Urban, is going to be in the sequel part 2. Oh yeah, the reason I didn't get to see him at Comic Palooza back in 2023. Yeah, they were probably filming Mortal Kombat 2. So yeah, so Mortal Kombat 2 is coming back. So in the story it says the original movie rebooted back in 2021. One of the biggest complaints was that there was a lack of Johnny Cage. The character completely stole the spotlight in the original 1995 film, where he was played by Lyndon Ashby. Thankfully, Mortal Kombat 2 will rectify this this big oversight, with Cage set to play a key role. This time around, Johnny Cage will be portrayed by actor Carl Urban, coming off of his hit with The Boys. While we still don't have a trailer for Mortal Kombat 2, Warner Brothers has now offered a full look at Urban as Cage in a very unique way through a fake movie poster. In the series lore, Johnny Cage is an actor that gets roped into the Mortal Kombat tournament, and blah, 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 blah. So yes, while Johnny Cage did not appear in the previous Mortal Kombat film, his appearance in the sequel was pretty much guaranteed. The reboot ended with Cole Young, the kid, settling out to recruit a new fighter to join Raiden's forces, and we see a flyer with the name Johnny Cage on it. Yes, so yeah. This is Urban will have big roles to shoot. Blah, blah, blah. I'm seeing its titles confirmed. Blah, blah, blah. They don't have a date yet. Currently has a release date of October 24th of 2025.
Birthday.
October 24th.
Yeah.
So that's the current date, but you know, that's big, you know, maybe. Thoughts on Johnny Cage, or Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage, first of all, in a Mortal Kombat sequel?
My only thought is I don't have a problem with it. But how old is Carl Urban again?
87 something. he seems like he's been around for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, he's great as Billy Butcher.
He's 52 years old. Oof.
God bless.
God bless.
I mean, hey, he's one of those guys. I mean, I could see him doing it. He does great as the Butcher or Billy Butcher.
I always took Johnny Cage to be on the younger side, like young, older 20s, younger 30s. But I guess you could, if you make him kind of like, I don't want to say like a washed up actor, but like an actor who's kind of falling out of his prime, so he has to pull like a Tom Cruise. Well, you know, if I just do my own stunts kind of thing, it'll bring me back into the spotlight. But instead of doing stunts, he's like, I'll just join this karate tournament, or I don't know, some nonsense. You know,
he also kind of reminds me of, to a certain degree, I guess you could say a current day Ralph Macchio. He's coming back in the Karate Kid stuff. Ralph Macchio is not young.
Yeah. I believe Carl Urban in action a lot more than I believe Ralph Macchio in action. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah.
Ralph Macchio is 63.
I feel like I could slap the shit out of Ralph Macchio and just but anyway.
Carl Urban kicks you and you don't know which way is up.
I'll be like, oh no, he's standing on one leg. I don't know what to do. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, Johnny Cage, Carl Urban. Wrong button. Uh, press the wrong button. But Johnny Cage, Carl Urban, Mortal Kombat 2, October 24th. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
I like the Mortal Kombat movies. I like Mortal Kombat, period.
I liked some of the reboot. I liked the stuff they did with Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
I liked most of the stuff they did. You know what? It was the main character that took me out of it. That newly created character for, he was just made for the movie, whatever. Most of the supporting cast and the stories and all that stuff, I thought they did a really good job. It was the main guy. He just took me out of it. The whole, whatever. Anyway, and let me not go down that rabbit hole, because there was the whole thing of if you kill one of the guys, then you get their little thing, and now you get powers, and you get into the tournament, and it's if I'm just driving down the street and I accidentally run over one of the fighters, do I now get magical powers and I have to fight for the survival of the Earth because I accidentally killed a guy? Oh man. Anyway,
now if you kill two main powers, or two main characters, do you get both their powers, or you get to choose one?
You should. Well, remember, because you get your own power. You kill them, you don't get their power. You just unlock your own special ability. So you would unlock two special abilities, maybe? I don't know. But yes.
Here's the sad part. I watched that movie when it came out, because remember it did the day release theater and on streaming.
Yep.
I watched it when it first came out, and that's it. I was all excited about it, and I watched it. I was like, okay, cool.
Yep.
When's the next one?
And Joe said exactly. His power was literally plot armor. That was literally his superpower, was plot armor. Yes. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll come back around to it. Lastly, last story I want to touch on is for all my Magic the Gathering folks out there. Come on, woo woo, where you at? MOTG? No, MTG? MTG. Yeah. MTG, woo! Magic the Gathering, which has been around for fucking ever, and has really touched.
So we're talking about 35 years?
Oh my God, easily. And it has touched pretty much every realm of pop culture, right? Through the card game. There's been Warhammer connections and Dungeons and Dragon connections and Walking Dead connections and all types of connections, Marvel connections.
Transformers.
But they really haven't, outside of the card game, a couple mobile games, things like that. I think they did a little board-ish game and some books. They really haven't stepped out into the media side of it. They really haven't been able to push it. There's rumors for years that they were working on this, on a movie, and then working on a show, and then working on a billion different things. Latest has it that the Magic the Gathering is getting an ambitious live action cinematic universe that will go across movies and TV, led by the industry fantasy experts. So the multiverse of Magic the Gathering is finally headed to screens, both big and small. Legendary Entertainment and Hasbro have announced a groundbreaking partnership to develop a movie and television. Oh my God, I can't talk tonight. A movie and television universe based on Magic the Gathering, with plans to launch the franchise with a theatrical film before expanding into a television series. The announcement makes the first major live-action adaptation of the beloved trading card game, which has spent 3 decades building one of the most extensive and intricate fantasy mythologies in popular culture. For fans who've long imagined seeing their planeswalker and their epic battles brought to life, this partnership represents the most promising attempt yet to translate the game's rich visual and narrative elements into a cinematic universe. So You're talking two powerhouses in entertainment with proven track records at handling properties and moving them into, the fanosphere verse of pop culture. So yeah, I mean,
It, it goes along with the stuff that Hasbro's been talking about. I mean, uh, if we want to dip our toes in the toy industry just for a second,
mhm.
Hasbro has been talking about becoming a IP holding house and moving away from toy making. And last year, they announced that they were no longer making Power Ranger toys, and they passed it over to Playmates, who's
Mhm.
notorious for making Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys since the '90s. Actually, excuse me, correction, the late '80s.
Mhm.
Um, but they're talking about being done making most toys. We'll find out later this year or beginning of next year, um, because rumor has it that the license for both Star Wars and Marvel is up for rebid, and Hasbro may go with
Yeah,
both of those properties and
I
move
mean,
on and leave only doing Transformers and GI Joe, which are the two properties that they pretty much have control of. Well, they own outright GI Joe, and they share Transformers with a Japanese company named Takara. We'll see what happens. I mean, the guy that runs Hasbro right now came over from Microsoft, and he's trying to go video games slash um, visual media type stuff. And again, Hasbro just being an IP holding company.
now Scott brings up a great question, which is what is this going to look like in the sense of plot, right? Is this Yu-Gi-Oh in the sense of it's people playing the game and that's the movie and series, or is it we are within the world that is built magic? And I think that's more likely. Think of like the movie that just came out, Dungeons and Dragons, that came out last year. Like it in and of itself was a parody of Dungeons and Dragons while still living within the lore of Dungeons and Dragons. But it wasn't like, hey, we're playing a game. This is their world. This is their life. And I think that is where this is going to head. I think that we're going to live within the world of Magic the Gathering.
You, this may have been before your time. Do you remember the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon show?
Yes, vaguely, vaguely.
Do you so the premise of the show, what the cartoon was, a group of kids from our world gets pulled into the Dungeons and Dragons realm, and they fill those roles of a healer, a brute, da 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 da, and they end up playing through, or excuse me, living through the Dungeons and Dragons worlds in, I guess, in hopes of returning home. I forget the overall premise, but that could be another route that they go, is kind of
A
what the
Jumanji.
Jumanji movies
Yeah,
were.
yeah,
Yeah, that motif, but anyways, being pulled into the game world and you're living slash playing the game and in hopes of accomplishing the task or whatever.
right.
That could be another realm.
If
Um,
if it was a choice between it's a movie about kids playing the game or whoever playing the game, the Jumanji effect of being sucked into the game, or
mhm.
like the recent Dungeons and Dragons movie where this is just the world and we're just living within the world. I want to take me on an adventure, right? Take me on an adventure. I think like I'm disappointed that the Dungeons and Dragons movie didn't do better. Like it did good. It did good, but I thought they fucking knocked it out of the park as far as taking something that's beloved and not talking down to us, right? And
Right.
like let's lean into that it's fun and quirky and weird and you can all the inside jokes of the gelatinous cube and like they had fun with it. And they told an original, fun, interesting story. And like just do that. Do that. Like you can do Magic the Gathering and it's about, you know, these planeswalker who have to, you know, navigate the world and there's, you know, monsters and magic and all these different things. And like, it's huge. That's a massive swath of mythology and storytelling. And I'm like, if you've, like, I played Magic for years, the bottom of the card, there'd be like 600 words printed in about an inch and a half telling this incredible story that you would never look at. You're like, it does 12 damage and 6 defense. And like, that's all you took away from it. But like, they had these massive compendiums of a story. And I'm like, just take like 20 of those, slap them together. Boom. There's a season of TV, you know? So yeah, I think it could be done. I don't think you have to talk down to people like, whoa, you know, he gets sucked into the game and now he has to battle the wizard. Like, I feel like that's kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say lazy storytelling, but it's been done. It's been done. And me personally, I don't know anybody else out there, but like, just give me a good story. Just a fun, interesting story that the hero's quest, the fucking Odyssey, you know, and fight the bad guy at the end, get the girl, boom. I'm in and I'm out. I had a good time, you know?
Yeah.
But what else do you need? What else do you need in life, man? What else do you want? Another Indiana Jones movie?
No. No. I don't want it. You know what? I'll tell you this. If you're going to do another Indiana Jones thing, do an animated show and have Troy Baker voice him.
I could see that. I could see that. Or bring back, it was a young Indiana Jones, tell stories from his youth.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. How about this? Leave Indiana Jones alone for 20 years and bring it back, recast it and bring it back with a Chris Pratt's son or something like that. Well, the only reason I bring up Chris Pratt was there was at one point in time.
Yeah, he was talking
about recasting Indiana Jones, and Chris Pratt was.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if he has a son, to be honest with you.
He does. No, you do Clint Eastwood Jr. is the next Indiana Jones.
No. How about this? Leave it alone. Let it die.
Let it die. Let it die.
Because I'll be honest with you. I don't know your opinion of the Indiana Jones saga, but Indiana Jones for me ended with The Last Crusade.
It ended in the early 90s. This is when it ended, and it should have been left there. Or fuck it, we're doing it with everything else. Let's gender swap this bitch. India Jones.
You know that was one of the ideas floated with Dial of Destiny.
I'm sure it was. Yep.
But hey, Phoebe Waller-Bridge didn't get at that, so they went over to Amazon and she's leading Lara Croft, which is the female version. I mean,
that's true.
If you want to go gender swap, that's fine.
You bring in Daisy Ridley to play Indiana Jones. You get in Diana Jones.
As much shit as Daisy Ridley gets, don't do that to that poor woman. I mean,
come on, that'd be great.
Oh no, she catches so much flack.
She does
for the sequel trilogy, and she's an innocent bystander who didn't know what she was getting herself into.
She's an actress.
Yeah,
she had no power over it. Yeah,
she just did what she did her damn job.
Yeah.
It's not her fault.
You see, she came out with a thing that she says she wants to join the MCU. That's like her next dream project was to join the MCU, and I'm like, we're good. we don't need any. We're good.
I know who she could do if she came over. If I was gonna fan cast her, so Psylocke did the body switch and all that fun stuff, and the earlier incarnation of Psylocke was a British woman because she was Captain Britain's sister.
Yep.
Have Daisy Ridley play the original version of Psylocke.
She's too scrawny. Psylocke was like she was a ninja basically, you know.
No, well, so Psylocke, that was the thing. In the late 80s, there was a mind swap, and I can't remember the pronunciation for the Japanese ninja, but yes, she's mind swapped and she ended up in the ninja body. Kyoko, it's started with a K. But anyways, but Betsy Braddock was originally a British chick, which would be perfect for Daisy Ridley. She had brown hair. All she had was her psychic abilities.
Let's see. I'm looking for. Let's see this. People say Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat. She might be a little old.
I think she's a little too old for Kitty Pryde.
Moira McTaggart, maybe.
Okay, well, I could see as a more McTaggart. Maybe
about
by the time they get
Rogue?
around to the X-Men and all, huh?
Maybe Rogue.
No,
She doesn't got not enough Southern appeal.
Yeah, if for my Rogue, I want somebody who has the real Southern draw. You know, and
Get a dialect
I'm a little
coach.
bit
She can do
biased.
it.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem. I'm a little biased because Rogue is from Mississippi, right? My wife is from North Florida, and that's only about an hour and a half, or maybe not even 2 hours away from where my wife lives. And I listen to that Southern draw every single day. And so when it comes to that Southern draw,
Yeah.
no, and it's I don't see Daisy Ridley going, come here, sugar. I can't see it.
Any one of the Spider Women. There's been multiple Spider Women.
Yeah,
Betty
I know.
Brant, Jessica Jones, Abigail Brand. I don't know. Anyway, that was just
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. No. Even the Spider-Man mythos, I was like, Betty Brant, maybe. I don't know. I can't think of anybody. Yeah, there's no like Silver Sable or or Black Cat. Ugh, no. Nah. Anyway. Alrighty. I think that about wraps it up for tonight. I was like checking my lymph nodes are swelling. I think it's about that time. I will say thank you all for hanging out with us tonight and joining us, and I'm very, very excited. I know I feel like we're just getting back up to speed coming out of the holidays, but then again, it's because y'all been doing more shows than I have. So I'm just getting back up to speed. This sickness knocked me back a week, but yeah.
Here's the thing: if you haven't caught me on social media or whatever, giving CQ shit, saying that it's slowly becoming the Mad Mike show, and CQ and I are just the co-hosts because Mad Mike being a trooper. I mean, I think he did like 8, maybe 10 episodes straight, just alternating who was co-hosting with him.
Hmm.
Mad Mike's a trooper.
He's a trooper, man. I mean, nobody gives me credit for the 5 years I did this show without like skipping any weeks,
Oh,
but
your name is
God
all over the.
forbid, God
Your
forbid I
name is
take.
all over. You got the hat and you got the shirt. I mean, that's supposed to be you on the. Come on, you've got a
This isn't
T-shirt.
me.
The
That's
Crown
not
Eater
me.
doesn't have shit.
Hey, and by the way, if you want that, Angry Elf merch or that Mad Mike merch, let them hear it in the comments, because ain't nobody come up to me with ideas or pitches of what they want. So
I need to go on some AI generator and make some merch.
Here's the thing. AI can come up with some really cool stuff as far as like the thought behind it, but if you're not artistic and you don't have the artistic skill, so like I'll tell you straight up, I told AI, I was like, hey, give me some ideas that'd be really cool merch ideas and design ideas for my merch, and beautiful. They're like, this Viking standing on a pile of pop culture, related paraphernalia, and like he's holding up a lightsaber as a sword, like all these different things. And I'm like, that's fucking dope. But if you can't draw that shit, you put it in an AI to create that image, and it does not look good. Let me tell you, it does not look good.
6 fingers.
Yeah, it's bad. You're lucky if it has fingers. So a lot of the stuff that I do, I try to simplify it down as much as possible, and then I use very simple like photo, like Canva and stuff like that to create images and things like that. So it's a lot easier to do things like slogans, like the sorry about it. Where's my sorry about it? The sorry about it. Things like that. Much simpler to do than some convoluted like AI ideas of like, I remember it gave me one that I was like, oh, that's such a badass idea. But it was like this knight, and he's holding a shield, but the shield is like in the shape of a D20, and he's holding like a game piece and like all these, and I was like, oh, that's dope. But fuck it, I can't draw that shit. It doesn't help me. It's like having that friend who's an idea guy. Yeah. And you're like, all those great ideas don't help me if I can't fucking do them.
Right.
So anyway, stay away from AI, please.
Oh yeah, I'll stay away from it.
Oh man,
I haven't done anything with AI and shit.
It's again, AI. Look, let's be real. AI is great. There are a lot of really good tools for it. When you're talking about automation, when you're talking about creative ideas, thinking outside the box, all these kind of things, it's awesome for that. But as far as like bringing things to life in a form that is very artistic, AI is not good for. There were people bashing the Fantastic Four poster because they were saying that it was AI generated because one of the fingers was a little weird, and I'm like, trust me when I tell you AI is not that good. Like, it's not that good at all.
Or the Thunderbolts poster where
where the what's his name Sentry had like
the Sentry
6
character
fingers
looked like he had 6 fingers.
And I'm like, AI is not, because AI would have to know what the characters are, how they're gonna look in the movie, and then design it. Like it's not. It's probably just a photo editor guy who's rushing to get all this shit done, and he made a mistake. It's a human error, is the way it boils down. But anyway, all right, real quick, shout out around the WTF Nation world. You guys know it. You guys love it. You're here all the time. Ain't nobody new here. Sunday's the Sports Bar, which we finally got King and Coach back up and running. King's got his new ticker, and he's running away with it.
He's got his arc reactor?
He finally got his arc reactor uploaded with ChatGPT. He's ready to go. He's connected to Starlink. He's live, and he's back. He's ready for all the shenanigans on Sunday nights. Mondays, we got Ice and Massey doing the Monday edition. all your news, commentary, and discussion. What's going on in the world? Tuesdays right here. Pop Culture Warrior. CQ sometimes here, sometimes not, but somebody's behind the chair pushing the buttons. Tune in every week to see who's fucking shit up in this show and how. Wednesdays, the Smoke Pit, Radar, and TZ having a lot of fun there. They're awesome. Sergeant's Time, obviously, all you military weirdos who decided to stay in. That's where you get your military news. Every other Friday is FTX, and this, God bless it, this week is an FTX. We are so excited to play games today.
To be playing Hello Kitty.
To be playing Hello Kitty Day at the Park. Please, God, vote on Patreon for a different game than Hello Kitty Day at the Park. And Saturdays, weekend co-ops with our boy Nemo. They were tearing up some Marvel Rivals this past weekend and having a good time. We got a lot of good stuff coming there, but back to us. So that's the lineup. I will say, keep it tuned here, folks. We got a lot of really cool shit coming this year. I'm so fucking excited because we're at more cons than we've ever been at. We're going to have more and better interviews than we've ever had on this channel. We're going to talk more about Marvel than we've ever talked about on this channel. CQ's going to miss more episodes than he's ever missed before. I mean, it's all bigger, better.
Can we pencil in a special episode in the beginning of August?
For
The state of the MCU. That'll be after Fantastic Fours come out. And it's
okay.
You know, we talk about how and where we think the MCU is going after we've seen, because by that point Daredevil will come out, Cap, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four.
And probably
we'll have
another streaming show. Yeah.
Well, maybe Wonder Man will have been out by then.
Well, no, Wonder Man's December. I know that. There was something else that was coming out. What the fuck was it? There was something. I don't know.
But
anyway.
But have a discussion. Just, get you, me, and Mad Mike, the three of us, round table. Maybe throw somebody else in, like Nemo or whatnot, and let's have a round table conversation. Where do we think the MCU is going? How do we feel about it? I think that would be
shit. Let's also check in. We'll have a small segment where we check in on the DC universe post Superman, because I feel like that's gonna say a lot. But yeah, I agree.
We could do that. Let's do that. Let's have some episodes where we talk about, like, just focus on one franchise for the entire episode.
Let's do something we haven't done on the show. Let's talk about Marvel for a while. Let's just, let's just do a whole episode on Marvel.
Better yet, how about this? I'll because somebody, who was it that made the comment about all we did was talk about Marvel?
It was Scott that said it.
CQ.
Yeah.
Do you think you can wait until August to talk about the MCU?
You want me from now until August?
From now until August, not talk about the MCU.
You can't.
Unless it is
possible.
Unless it's new dropping news, like hot news.
Do you think we just talk about Marvel like hey, remember Loki season 1? How good was that? Like remember Iron Man 2? Oh, let's talk about that for an hour. Like, we only talk about new news when it comes to Marvel. I will say this, that I will make it an effort to talk less about Marvel. But when I haven't been on the show for like 2 months, there was a lot of pent-up Marvel. There was a lot of pent-up Marvel inside of me that needed to express itself.
You just need to get it out.
Just had to get it out, man. Like, it's just just get it out. But moving forward, I will try to talk less about Marvel. We'll leave it at 30 minutes an episode.
How about this? Maybe we need to talk about some Star Trek. When's the last time you talked about Star Trek?
Ew, Star Trek. Ew. Who cares about Star Trek? When was the last time something good came out of Star Trek? Ew. Ew. Why don't we talk about Doctor Who? Let's talk about, fucking, I don't know, some
There
other
hasn't been a lot. There has been a lot of good coming out
the
of
Great
Doctor Who in a
British.
while.
We'll talk about the Great British Bake Off while we're at it. I don't know.
That's not pop culture.
Very much pop culture. Anyway, once again, thank you guys for hanging out with us. A lot this year that I'm very, very excited for, and we're going to be start dropping announcements very, very soon. Keep an eye out for us on the socials. You know where to find us. You know where to like us. You know where to, tap the little buttons. If you're wherever you're watching this, if there's a little button, touch it.
Subscribe to the Patreon.
Also, consider subscribing to the Patreon. There is a free tier.
San Diego.
CQ is very broke, very, very broke, and needs all of the travel money he can get. But no, there's even a free
Just
tier.
spent $1 million on that table.
Not 1 million, but feels like it. No, for the Patreon, like I always tell people, there is a free tier. So, you might not get all the stuff out of it, but you'll get at least updates and things to vote on and things like that. So be part of the community and show up to work more. You guys are funny. With that, I think that's everything for today. And we'll see you guys here in a week. Well, tune in Friday. Friday's FTX. Hang out with us. Play some games. God, I hope it's not Hello Kitty Day at the park. I really hope. I really hope. Because here's the thing. If that's what the top vote says, that's what we're going to play.
Hey man, I'll tell you this right now. When I looked at it earlier tonight, it ain't looking good for the home team.
I just really let's take a quick peek.
Ander?
Let's see. I'm going to pull it up. Come on, where you at?
Let me refresh it.
Don't you do it. Why is it two-step verification? Why do I need to do two-step verification? Man. Yes, I confirm it's me.
Can I show it?
Sure, go ahead. That
See
is
right there?
terrible.
Hello Kitty.
No.
Hello Kitty.
No. All right, here we go. I finally got it open.
It's winning 5-4.
5-4. Please, somebody.
Yep. Oregon Trail is trailing by 1.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I have it up now. Oh, Lordy B. Well, 6-4.
We really
Did
have
somebody
this game?
just hey, stand by.
Stand by.
Second. Hey, here we go. For those that don't believe, Hello Kitty Day at the Park. There you go. There it is.
Where did you? Was that a gag gift? Did you lose a white elephant or something?
No. Believe it or not, the fine people at Maestro Media, was one of the publishers of the game, saw us and said, hey, we'd love to send you a game. And I went, cool, that's kind of what we do. And they went, just so you know, it's a little outside of what you usually play. And I went, we play all sorts of things. We'll be fine. It's Hello Kitty Day at the Park. So.
You gotta play it now. Folks, you must. It's an imperative. Go and vote for this game.
I mean, it says it's ages 8 and up. So technically we fall within the parameters.
Yeah, you
And
do.
yeah. So on the plus side, if you've seen an episode of FTX, you know that some of our players aren't great with very strenuous rules and complicated game mechanics. Something tells me they're going to pick up this one pretty well. We'll see. We'll see.
Can I ask a question, though?
By all means.
Friday's Valentine's Day. What are you and Mrs. CQ doing?
We don't celebrate Valentine's Day. Get the fuck out of here. It's such a look. I'll put it out. Me and the missus, we treat each other like every day's Valentine's Day. It's gonna sound corny and all, but we spoil each other. We give each other tons of love, and we both agree that Valentine's is just an overpriced excuse to spend money on overpriced flowers, overpriced dinners, overpriced chocolates, all that shit.
You know what? As somebody who has met Mrs. CQ and has been in the home and seen it, I will validate that statement.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like, everybody, because everybody that knows us knows we throw parties for every little occasion and we celebrate every little occasion. But for whatever reason, it's just we both see through the bullshit that is Valentine's Day. It's just a corporate greed holiday.
I mean, Mrs. Angry Elf, all she's getting is a card and a dinner. I mean,
overpriced.
She's
card,
not a big flowers.
Overpriced dinner. I'm just saying, you're paying more for no reason other than what day of the week it falls on. You know what I mean? Like that's like, don't tell me flowers are $5 on Tuesday, but $17 on Friday because it's Valentine's Day. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm not buying. She's not a flower girl. I mean, she doesn't particularly care for flowers. In fact, to be honest with you, we're going out Saturday with another couple, and we're double dating, and it's just an excuse to go out. Really, it's to go out and be sans kids for what 2, 3, hopefully 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
So
this is it. But that's my thing. Me and the missus, we just went out to a nice dinner a week or two ago just cuz. Like we just wanted to just go out to dinner. And like that's so anyway, no, it's not a soapbox thing. It's just it's just we love showering each other with whatever. When I told her, I said, "Oh my God, the game table's ready," and I gotta send the guy money for the shipping or whatever. She was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna throw in half," because we also have our own money and things like that. It's just a nice thing she wanted to do. Not it's Valentine's Day, so let me give you like no. It was just that's just how she is, and that's how I am with her. But anyway, sorry. I guess that's my personal business. Again. But yes, Hello Kitty Day at the Park is currently winning over Oregon Trail 6-4 with 2 days left.
This is like the Super Bowl all over again. Let's go, Hello Kitty.
It's so sad. It's so sad. Let me find out if I can see who voted for what, because man, I will send a pox to your houses if I can find out who voted.
Oh, you only have to figure out 5 other people because you know that I did one of those votes.
Oh God, you suck. You all suck. You know what? Whatever. You know what? We're gonna have the best fucking time playing Hello Kitty.
Goddamn right you will.
We're gonna fucking play that. We're gonna play strip Hello Kitty. That sounds wrong.
Okay, and all of us will turn in for the first 5-10 minutes of Friday, and then everybody freaking tune out as soon as CQ loses his hat.
Oh God. Oh God. We'll like, all right. If your Hello Kitty collects the special golden apple, take a shot. And if she has a good day and has a lollipop, you take 2 shots. We'll be smashed by the time we're done with that game.
And there's King Smith comes in late like usual and wonders why everybody's laid out on the floor and there's a
Yes.
pile of puke.
Yes. Oh, 6-5. Uh-oh. Come
Oh,
on.
somebody's feeling like, oh,
Poor CQ. Poor CQ. I'm gonna create a couple extra email accounts and make sure that this gets pushed the right way over the next 2 days. But
what are
anywho's
you talking about? I could do that too. I could create all these email accounts and vote it, and it'd be like 96-5.
I don't think you'll do it. I want to thank my co-host for the evening, Mr. Angry Elf. We'll see if he's allowed
Challenge
back.
accepted.
We'll see if he's allowed back after this week. It depends on what happens Friday night. Depends how Friday night goes if he's going to be invited back. But guys, you're all awesome. Appreciate y'all. Let's see. Oh wait, Susan said you should all wear something. Oh, we should all wear something pink. Actually dress up really cute and have a little Hello Kitty tea party. Oh man.
I like that idea.
Oh man. We'll see. The pink.
How about this?
Yeah, maybe. I think I got red. I don't have pink.
This CQ.
What's that?
How about this? If Hello Kitty loses at the end of the month, we play it, and I'll come play it with you.
I mean, that could be a thing. That could be a thing. Yeah, if it like the reality is, I have probably 8 or 9 games that we haven't even played yet, on top of all the games that we've already. Actually, screw that. I probably have 20 games we haven't played on top of all the games we have played. So there's going to be a constant rotation. And I like the idea, the kind of mixing it up of like trying out a new game. And then if there's time, or depending on like if it didn't go well, or if we just in the mood for something else, we can then play a game that we're familiar with. That way we can just jump into it on the back half of the stream. So anyway, we're figuring it out. You know, it's an organic, it's growing, it's evolving.
It's an evolution.
It's an evolution of the experience. But I'm so psyched. The new table's coming. Oh my God, wait till you see it. It's fucking gorgeous. Oh, it's gorgeous. Love it.
I can't wait.
Oh, it's so good. But yes, we also have, again, like I said, really, really cool games. 2 of the games, which is funny enough, nobody voted for, was the underwater, it's like deep sea something. That was rated like the #1 game of 2024 by
Endeavor Deep Sea.
Endeavor Deep Sea. It's like rated one of the it was the #1 game of 2024. And then a Plunder, which is the Pirates game, that was in like the top 3, I think, of games in 2024. So I was able to get those games. Very excited to play those on top of Oregon Trail and all the other games we've played. So yeah, so a lot of cool stuff coming with FTX and then
A Pirate's Life.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a really good one. And then I had this idea. Let me hear what you guys think of it. New table with Hello Kitty being the first game on it. Oh no, that can't be. We can't christen it that way. No, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. I might have to overrule. Can't open up the new table like that. So the idea I had was, everything we already do on FTX, which is fun and awesome. We have a good time. Incorporating almost like a little bit of the interview style from PCW, in which like we can try out a game and then while we're playing also have someone call in and basically we can talk about the game as we're playing it. You know what I mean? So less specifically focused on the interview, and more of just an opportunity for someone to just kind of sit in and give us insights about the game, like while we're playing it. I thought that'd be interesting. We could be playing Magic the Gathering, and then one of the mythos creators, the people that write all the stories and stuff, could be telling us stuff. And
or you still got links to the Game of Ham creators.
Mhm.
That would be fun to be playing Game of Ham and have them and you've got like, not that you did a bad interview, but you've got like what, 3 or 4 players outside yourself playing and be like, oh well, so what with this game mechanic, what brought you to that? And as we're playing it, or hey, how would you play? Ooh, how would you do this if you were playing Game of Ham right now or playing X game right now? How would you, that would be fun to get the creator to talk strategy to you.
Yeah.
Talk nerdy to me.
Yeah. Talk
Nerdy.
nerdy to me. But yeah, no, so that's something that I'm kicking around and trying to figure out what would be the best way to do that. And again, that's why going to something like Toy Fair NYC, I think is what it's called.
Toy Fair.
But going to something like that and meeting a lot of these game developers and indie game creators and things like that. And I think that'd be a great place to like, hey, come on the show. We play your game. You just talk to us about it, and we goof off, and we be our normal selves of what we were doing anyway, but just giving us a little bit of behind the scenes, a little peek behind the creative curtain. So I don't know, something that I'm planning to kind of weave in there as it fits. So yeah. All right, we've gone above and beyond, way over the time that we said we were gonna do. Thank you again, everybody, for hanging out. We appreciate you. I'm gonna go take some fucking medicine and hopefully be right as rain come Friday night. We'll see you for FTX and happy Valentine's Day and go watch Captain America Brave New World in theaters, because we must support our Marvel overlords. Go Marvel.
Yes.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week. Shots.
Luego, mi amigos.
Let's see it.